My next task is to take down this existing porch. It's in rough shape. It's been built kind of crazy. It's too large for what I want to do. I'll take it down and build something new. Step one was using the tractor bucket to kind of comb through the ground using that tooth bar. Then I remove the tooth bar and I'll smooth it all back up. So there's all kinds of trash and junk from years mixed into the leaves and the dirt. So that tooth bar is handy for kind of raking the ground. And then the smooth edge of the bucket with the tooth bar removed will help for the grading. And I want a little slight incline towards the trailer, and that will direct the water out in front of the trailer, around it instead of under it. We will be replacing this portion of siding all the way across the trailer. The issue with this aluminum lap siding is it's backed with some press board, so some chipboard sawdust wood basically on the backside. Over time that swells and it pops the joints apart, and then it can't be put back together, and then stuff can get under there, meaning mice or whatever else wants to go in there, gets in the walls, messes up the insulation. My solution to this issue was to replace the lap siding with roofing metal, the same stuff that I used on the trailer, in white. These are 13.5 feet long. That gives me enough to go across the front of the trailer, plus the overlaps. All I'll end up doing is having to cut the metal below one of the ribs, and then the flat section between the ribs will go up underneath the siding that I'm leaving on the trailer. got the first piece pinned into place, just kind of toying with exactly vertically how I'm going. I'll admit it to y'all, I'm not super pleased with what I've done here. I think the biggest reason is it's just the whites aren't the same. And this is what I'm working on, so this is what I'm focused on. I'm not kind of taking in, I've got blinders on to this. And I wished it looked better, but when everything is all said and done, all trim pieces, new windows in, shutters on, underpinning, the grass is here, blah, blah, blah. Once it's all done, you're not gonna be focused on this one thing. You're gonna be taking in the whole thing. But like I was saying, the color difference, I think, is my thing that is getting me the most probably. So probably what I'll end up doing is after I get it all in place, I'll just spray across this, and then there won't be any color difference, and all you'll see is mainly the focus will be on those shadow lines of the ribs, and that will just look similar to the lap siding. Since I did so much repair down near the bathroom, I didn't show this, but I'll show the end result. This is the window opening at the living room, so next to the front door. This corner of the window was leaking, rotted out the rough opening right in here, the framing. And then under the siding, you can see this one's a little stained up. This one wasn't too bad. It's a little bit soft, but what I've done is I've gone up beside it with a 2x4. I'm coming up underneath the sill of the window, whatever you call this part here. So you can see there, everything's screwed together with nice long screws. Went ahead, and even though it was just rotted here in the corner, replaced the whole thing, running screws. So when you grab the wall here before, you could grab it and it would just shake because it was rotted off. So I came in here, filled in here, came across here, kind of just built up to the same thickness you see here. And if you look under, there's some damage to the subflooring in a small spot, but there's someone's gone back in there already and put plywood over the floor in this trailer to reinforce it. But this will, secures this and reframes this. Before the next piece of siding goes on, I'll tell you a few things I've done. Replaced this section of 2x6 here that had some rot in it. The repair was done in the rough opening of that window. And I also took the existing door, which swung in, but into a hallway. I think this was probably the second door put on this mobile home. It is a mobile home door. Previously, it would have been this door swinging in, and then a storm door. It was all one unit. They cost $800 some, so I just decided to remedy it on my own. I took the same door, I've hinged it to swing out, I've remade the door jamb. This door will be covered by a roof on the porch eventually. I'll address some of the issues for it swinging outward later, but I used 2x4s to make the jamb, treated 2x6 to make that threshold, used the existing screws, and then some weather stripping, wood doorstop with weather stripping that I bought from Lowe's. That was $27 plus the cost of the 2x4s to make the jamb. The 2x6 was a scrap that I had. So now I'll go ahead and put on this piece of siding, which is notched around the opening. A little short of that J channel to the right of the door, that's this stuff right here. So that section, there's a piece of it I had to trim off elsewhere, so it's a little different. It creates sort of a standoff for the angle change of that upper part. I took that little piece I cut and I made a somewhat close matching section to fill that in. Then I'll make up some simple J channel to go around that upper part. I'll come in with my wood next. That's the door all pieced together. So I made this piece of J channel here that goes around the ribs and then steps back down, and then all this will get pushed tight. Again, this will be white. This seam will be caulked with some very stretchy, non-cracking caulk. Put a piece of the closure strip there. Keeps things from getting in there. So everywhere where I've got the siding, I've got these closure strips used. Say down here, for example, it's a closure strip right in here to keep stuff from going behind it. And then this is tight to the band on the trailer. Here she blows. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm pleased. It's not perfect, but I'm pleased. It could look better, maybe, the siding repair, but it's good enough for what we are. I mean, what this is. Once that underpinning's in place, you know, grass is growing better. I mean, already it's recovered this good. Gutters, porch, the roof of the porch, you know, new windows and the trim, the shutters, Lamborghini parked in front. This place is going to look perfect. This is going to be all kinds of things that your eyes can focus on, and no one element is going to stand out as good or bad. And that's what I'm going for. Just understated, a nice clean rural trailer like we went back in time. It was 1970. Somebody paid probably $8,000 for it, new, installed, and then just enjoyed living in it until they claimed the promise of the resurrection 50 some years later. So that's what I'm hoping for in this one. And a lot of work to still be done, but it is cleaning up nicely. Imagine the underpinning. It's going to be some sort of darker, same metal, running vertical. Porch will have the same metal roof, and that's why I'm doing this. A lot of people say, why not do some sort of rubber roof or something like that? Because it would just be some vulnerable rubber roof, and it doesn't look good. And when you think about all these different roof lines, and it's all blended in because it's the same metal, it's going to look great. The new windows, I think, are really going to look great. I mean, you know, look at those windows all broken up. They're in perfect condition. And even if they're in perfect condition, I think they'd be subpar because it would just be sweating bullets and rotting out the windows again just on the condensation alone. So yeah, putting this metal on as siding like this, I think it's perfect. You know, I wished it maybe looked better, but it looks fine. It really does look fine. I'm not even concerned about the slight two-toneness of it. It goes on, you know, one full sheet at a time, versus if you put anything else here, it'd be in courses. If you ran the metal vertical, it would just be lots of individual pieces. So anytime you're putting on full long sheets like this, you're avoiding additional time and labor, the leak points of many things, and this just sealed up nice. Again, simple. The door, which played a small role in this video, you know, the door was a good amount of work. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Hopefully I don't run out of time on the phone here. I've already tried filming this a few times for like a half an hour now, but my brain's not functioning. My talking's not. My mouth words. But there's the door again. The old door hung on a new frame. So this was all 2x6. This is the store-bought door stop in place. The threshold, it's got a slight slope, and it's flat up here. And then that 1x4 was ripped out of the fascia off the back of the trailer, I think. These are made, here's a piece of it. So it's the little hemmed joint here, and then folded. You know, it probably kind of banged up right here. I even thought about just backing out on this whole idea and replacing this with a PVC board. Be tougher, but I've already done the work, so I think I'll just install it. And then once this gets banged up in the future, I can replace it with PVC at that time. I never showed it too. This is a bathroom and this is a bedroom. I'm not even going to go in there right now, but that's what that is, if y'all were curious. And I apologize for not showing that. So this is a two bathroom trailer, 2 bedrooms in the trailer, then the bedroom in the addition, plus the addition of a den there, and then, you know, living room there, kitchen over there. Far into the trailer is where the all that welding repair was done. But yeah, so yeah, if I do stick with this, I'll nail this trim on, the aluminum wrap on in the end to where I don't bang it up. And same thing for the door, will get painted, interior and exterior of the door, after all of it's done. I don't want to, you know, there's gonna be a lot of traffic going in and out of here. I don't remember why I wanted to even show you in there. I think that was pretty much it. But the door's nice now. You know, it can open up to there before it hits that light. That light's not going to be the light. I'm going to replace that with one of those jelly jar lights, flipped around the other way. One here, and I'll probably put another one over there. And the size of this porch will be more minimal, maybe 8 feet wide, 10 feet wide max. I'm not, the old porch went from here all the way down to the end. I'm not doing that. Hope I didn't say this already, but so I'm thinking I'll basically just have the roof of the porch will go under the gutter, come out, so that'll make it a little low on this front edge. So I'll do the steps off the side, closer to the trailer. That way there's plenty of clearance for everything you're doing. But by the time you walk up here in the overhangs, I won't have to kind of factor that in and thinking about head clearance as much as if there were steps going straight up. And I think most of the parking occurs over here. So having it come down here, it does not have to stick off as far, come down to a little landing, a patio of sorts, and have this graded appropriately to where it doesn't negatively affect that. That would be the advantage, having it come off, because if water goes under the porch versus if you're walking down to where water's crashing into it. But I'm also going to solve more of the drainage issues up here at the road where the pipe goes under the driveway. It's all jammed up, leaf clogging it up and everything. So I've got to kind of work the ditch on the side of the road that the highway department's supposed to, but they haven't done it. But by not having the steps come off the front, I'm not encroaching into the driveway space as much either. And on a rental property where you've got people that aren't as familiar with it, guests coming that aren't familiar with it, you know, people crash into stuff, sweeping the front end of all these huge cars these days, you know, knocking into stuff. So you do have to think about sort of clearances between the driveway and whatever, you know, structure you've got going on. So I think that's it. There's nothing else to say. If I haven't said it, you know, out here, the next work is porch, windows, underpinning, gutters. And that's pretty much it outside. You know, you've got the back porch that needs to be rebuilt And I'll probably do that towards the end of the project, and then siding on the addition, gutter on the addition, windows, and a lot of that, it'll all happen when what's happening to the front, it'll be happening to the back. But on the back, the porch and the siding on the addition is the big thing. So yeah, now I'll be moving on to the inside, into the trailer where we did the welding repairs, finishing up the rough end work down there, reframing the walls. I'm almost done with it, but I need to wrap that up as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Check the description below. All the links for Patreon, ways to support the channel, and whatnot. Just check down there, and I may put additional links or any information that I find important. Total cost for doing this, by the way, I think it was about $300 worth of metal, $22 for the bag of screws, and then some incidentals probably purchased along the way, a little bit of wood. Most of it's just wood that I have inside for general work. So let's say $350 to make this entire repair. You know, no tools, it's just materials. Don't know how much any of this would cost if you paid someone to do this. I bet that roof would cost, who knows? What's y'all's guess? What would it cost to have somebody come in, think about it, come in and do everything? You haven't done any prep work. They just show up and they start doing all this. What would it cost? I'm not going to say my guess. I have a guess, but I don't want to influence y'all's guess. Let me know what you think, either your guess or from experience in having stuff like this done. Thanks for watching. See you next time.